I've just pressed start recording. I'm going to go off the cuff, mate, because I really want to express to you how much this means to me of what has been going on lately, okay? In a bit, I'm going to show you a whole load of footage of USOs, unidentified submerged objects, okay? But let me just bring it back for a second. Because once upon a time, and I still am, always have been, I'm super excited about UFOs or UAPs, aliens, okay? It was exciting to think about, especially since the January Miami Mall thing happened, okay? I've just been tunnel visioned on this. But something has changed now, and it's since the Congress hearing, right, about the UAPs. When I first watched that, I took it at face value, and I suppose I went into it in a cynical headspace, because I was seeing lots of comments and stuff about saying how bad it was a nothing burger and stuff like that. But after I've really sort of sat back and thought about this, we have to understand the magnitude of what has been actually discussed. Because what was once a story about aliens coming from different planets, different solar systems and stuff like that, it was hard to believe. It was hard to grasp, although I believed it. But now, since the mention of USOs, and they've literally just agreed and come out with, yeah, USOs are real. We've seen loads of them. They're all out about, flapping about everywhere, almost colliding with us. This now, the longer I think about it, the more I'm thinking, hang on a second. This is absolutely crazy. Because like I say, it doesn't... We've shifted from possibly out there, more than likely, to now they're here. They're bloody here, mate. Always have been. Which we've tinkered with the idea before in the past. But it's just like, what? And what's crazy about it, I'm seeing like these TikTok videos going through, and people are making little skits saying, hey, did you hear that we've got aliens now and they're living underwater? And people are like, oh yeah. And that is literally how... Oh, that's my mum. Hang on, sorry. But people aren't reacting to it, is what you would expect, right? We've literally come out and said, USOs, UFOs, UAPs, aliens... Well, maybe not aliens, but USOs absolutely exist. And people are like, oh yeah. Was this the plan all the way along, to slowly drip feed us so it's not such a big impact? Because it doesn't seem like not many people, apart from the UFO community, care. We've explored 5% of our ocean. That is mind-blowing to think about. And just imagine if Elon Musk put all of his purse into searching the seas instead of space, mate. Imagine that. Elon, if you're watching, mate, come on, invest a little bit of money for the ocean, mate. Imagine. What's that film where there's a whole city underwater? Can't remember the name of the film now, but just imagine if it's like that, right? So I've got to show you this video. Actually, which one should I show you first? Okay, let's just quickly recap of this, right? Okay, hang on 1 second. Like I say, this is a bit for, like, it's going to be a bit scatty because I just want to go freestyle off the top of the dome, right? Listen to this. This is from the Congress hearing, okay? This sort of summarizes what I'm talking about.
Are there any instances where the Navy or other maritime forces have encountered UAPs that could not be explained by known technology or natural phenomena?
Yeah, the Amega constellation covers both terrestrial and oceanic, and there's actually a number of cases described in the report that occur in the ocean.
And do you believe that there is a concerted effort by the Pentagon to keep Congress out of the loop regarding these UAP activities, specifically in our waters?
Yes.
And so are there any accounts of UAPs emerging from or submerging into our water, which could indicate a base or presence beneath the ocean's surface?
I don't know about a base, but, you know, as I mentioned, I had a different source entirely describe this pretty extraordinary footage that exists of orbs, of an orb coming out of the ocean and being met by another orb.
What I got from that, right, because she mentioned base, but if you think about it, unless these USOs came here thousands of years ago, and the material that they use just doesn't rot, it never gets old, right? If that's not the case, there has to be some sort of base. There has to be some sort of world, right? I don't know what you're thinking, Ben. You're reaching a bit. You're stretching a bit. They've literally just said there's USOs. Now, yeah, okay, fair enough. These things could come from space in the water, move around a little bit and pop out, and we were just assuming they come from the ocean, right? But there has to be some sort of base, right? Where they make these things, where they look after these things, where they, I was going to say refuel then, but okay. Watch this. Now, this was a video that I watched ages ago, and I was mind blown, okay? And then, unfortunately, the actual making of it was released, and I was so gutted, and part of me thought, well, actually, I thought about this yesterday. I wonder if the footage was real, but then they needed to cover it up, so they had to reenact the making. That's probably wishful thinking. But do you remember this one, man? Remember this. There's something quite scary about this, though. Now, although it's been, I suppose, proven to be fake now because they released the making of it, what's quite scary about this is, apart from the splash, I would say, because at most assume that when UFOs or USOs go underwater, like, they don't make a splash. But what's scary about this is there are so many things that they got right about it, and that was a bad quality video. I've got the original somewhere, but if you slow it down, what happens is there's a smaller UAP that drops from the bottom of it and then separates into 3 other UAPs. Like, that's classic, mate. We have seen that so many times before. Whoever made this has seen something, researched something, or knows something in order to make that so damn good. I just wanted to show you that, but there's something about that doesn't quite convince me that it's fake. There's something about it. I think there's some underlying story about that it could potentially be based on something that somebody's seen for real, you know? But like I say, I wanted to show you a few things about these USOs, because don't worry, we've got more UFO and UAP footage coming, but today is solely about the USOs because of how like crazy this information is. So I'm just going to go through them, okay? I'm probably going to start this next one again. This has got a splash, all right? And please leave your comments below. I know there's some sort of technical reason of why a UFO wouldn't make a splash when it goes into water, but is that rule of thumb? Is that default through every, like, how do we know that? Like, nobody's apparently yet, like, reverse engineered these UFOs, or what we know of. So how is that public knowledge? How is that just knowledge that we just assume they don't make a splash, right? I think because maybe there's footage of that one going in and out of the water, where they say some sort of military code for, like, is it splash, 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 or something like that, where it goes in and out, and then there's no splash, ironically. But anyway, is that just a particular model? I'm rabbiting on. Listen, watch this.
Вот она милая. Каждую пятницу ошивает она себя. Давай, давай, вали отсюда! Вот она милая. Сейчас будет пятница, ошибает нас. Давай, давай, вали отсюда!
Now, that's obviously, there's some sort of sound effects going over that, right? It's like bubbly sound effects going over that. But it does look so realistic.
Вот она, милая. Сейчас будет пятница, ошибает нас. Давай, давай, вали отсюда! Вот она, милая. Сейчас будет пятница, ошибает нас. Давай, давай, вали отсюда!
I'm showing you it because I'm not showing you because I think that is real. Maybe. I don't think so. I'm showing it to you because I'm just trying to inject a bit of eyesight into this, the magnitude of what's going on here now, of the information that has been brought to us. There is USOs, so this could, like, this now doesn't become fiction. This is so far from fiction now. Right? This is now reality. So I'm just basically trying to titillate. However, the footage going forward now is a little bit more believable, I would say. Take a look at these. Leaked footage of USA pilots encountering UFO. Again, this is edging towards this could actually be real. Look at this. I've shown you this one before. But after the information that we've just been told after the Congress, is this now a little bit more believable? Are we going to still dismiss footage like this? Right? Look at it! It moves in such a way that's so convincing. It moves in such a way where these Congress people are hearing that the maneuvers are ridiculous. We can't. No plane can move like that. Well, okay, it wasn't the sharpest of turns, but it would be a pretty damn good pilot and a damn good plane to do that. Like that there, like that was literally a reverse turn. Boom. And the other thing that I notice on this one as well is when it goes lower to the water, there is no ripple. There is no, like, you know, energy being formed through the speed of this thing, aggravating the water, right? Check again. Right there, you would expect some sort of water spray behind it, right? There's nothing. Boom. Right. Oh, bloody play button right there. But you get nothing. Now again, there's going to be comments in this now saying, Ben, that's fake. It's fake. Well, maybe it is, maybe it's not. We don't know. We don't know. This was quite scary. I listened to this. I was like, what the hell? And this was what made me think there's got to be some sort of bases around here, right? Underwater. Look at this.
Okay, hey friends, you know what that is? That is an oil derrick.
This is 1 guitar miles, by the way. Go and follow.
These oil derricks have been recorded to be in 450 feet long or high, however. That's huge. That's huge. 450 feet, not to mention 200,000 tons.
200,000 tons, mate.
Some of these things are the size of a small city block. Well, guess what? We all know what transmedium travel, what that is, and what a USO is. Look, there's a lot of UFOs, but these USOs are something serious as well.
More serious than we ever thought, I think, mate. I've got to keep on pausing it, by the way, because of the music. Otherwise, I won't be able to show this whole video.
Listen to what Lou Elizondo has to say about this huge UFO that they saw, or USO rather, that they saw that exceeded the size of an oil derrick.
Do you know how large an offshore shore oil derrick is? They're huge, right? Yeah. They're like almost like a small city, right? They're like one city block. They're huge. They're enormous things.
I'm going to get him on my channel one day, mate. I'm going to get him on the channel, okay? Guaranteed, so subscribe.
There's a video that shows one of these objects underwater that goes by. Speed was calculated between 450 and 550 knots underwater.
450. Okay, I listened to that. I was like, how fast is that? Knots in miles per hour. Oh, 575.39 miles per hour. What?
And it was bigger than the offshore derrick that it was passing. Because you could see in the video the offshore derrick, and you could see this thing zip right by.
If you think about it, right, isn't the ocean such an ideal place to hide? Right? Isn't the ocean such an ideal place to hide when we've only explored? They must be having a laugh, right? They must be. It's like, I suppose it's like somebody having a little house on the top of Mount Everest. Yeah. And the house is locked with security cameras as well. That's how difficult it is to get in that house, to see it, right? Nobody goes up there, very little people, right? And if they do, they can't even get in anyway. Hang on. Look at this, man. Look at this. The Pacific Ocean. Huh? And we have searched 5%. That's an eye-opener, mate. That really is an eye-opener. That wow. And also, this is quite strange. I don't know whether this is a little bit of jiggery pokery. Look at this, like casually browsing Apple Maps and found mysterious underwater lights near Isla Guadalupe. Look at this. Look at this, mate. What in the Thanos hand is going on here? Huh? And I've seen as well, someone says, wow, they changed it on Apple Maps already. It was 6 days ago. Is it just a bit of a coincidence? Is it a bit of a glitch? You know? I don't know, but it's very strange. But in a minute, we're going to go in the water. I'm going to show you some stuff, which is crazy. Okay, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty now. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty. But hold up, we are going to go in the water. All right? But hold up. Look at this. Real UFO sighting.
Bring it close. Okay, I'm going to put this camcorder down.
Mate, I'm guaranteeing you this is legitimate. I'm telling you this is legitimate. There is no way this is fake.
Hey, this is Matt driving the boat home after a rough day out in the ocean.
friggin' UFOs are the Coast Guard's. I want us in. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 lights we see there. They've been coming on. They were 7 lights.
By the way, it's super difficult to record anything when you're on a boat like that, especially going at that speed. And I think, you know, a lot of people ask the question, oh, wonder what these pilots see. These pilots, if you're a pilot, you know, tell me what you've seen in the skies and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, out of all the people that I think would be seeing things would be the fishermen, right? These people out on the boats. They're the ones that we need to speak to. They're the ones that've got all the stories, no doubt, right? Especially now with the USOs being confirmed. Just made me think. Yeah? Mate. This next video, I'm sure, was in Cornwall, where I live, right? I'm sure it is, but this sort of ticks all the boxes, right? USO coming out of the water, and then a bright orange light orb, and the speed of this thing. Look at this, watch. See that again, look, coming out of the water. I think this must be the shortened version. Because I remember seeing a video of it coming out of the water. Look at this thing blinking. Look how bright it gets. How many times have people seen these orange glows in the sky? Now it's just gone. Where did it go? Underwater UFOs. Do you believe in life after love? What the hell is this thing, man? Like, that's a sphere that we've seen before. Imagine talking to whales, right? Imagine the stories that a whale would have. Fucking mental, mate. Jeez, like that is. Mate. USO passes giant squid. Right. What? This is crazy, man. This is crazy. These now become less likely to be divers, right? Because these things are a huge area of light.
To the subreddit UFOs.
That's a
and
small
it's being
one.
hailed as one of the best pieces of evidence that we have of an unidentified submerged object. The post was submitted by Reddit user ZJ223, and it detailed their encounter with something mysterious 10 miles off the coast of Florida. The poster commented the following: I understand this is not technically a UFO, because it was seen in the water. I work on a research vessel. Recently we had a trip, studying bioluminescence in the Gulf of Mexico. Around 11:45 in the evening, we were conducting research as normal when a science party member saw a strange light about a quarter mile off our stern. We immediately started to make our way towards the light. The intensity of the light was quite astonishing. Nobody in the crew or the science party knew what to make of it.
And they would have seen divers before, mate. I'm sorry, they would have, right? This is their job, mate. That's like going to McDonald's, asking a McDonald's employee what the bread is called that the seeds are on. A bun. Right? They're gonna know.
At first, we thought it could have been a sunken vessel or a navigation buoy of some kind that sank. We proceeded to get as close as possible to the light, and eventually we hovered directly on top of it. Our vessel has a moon pool in the center where the crew and science party were able to carefully observe the light from directly on top. We used a subsurface camera to attempt and capture what the object may have been. The science party on board automatically ruled out the light being produced by bioluminescent phytoplankton. This light source was 100% on the bottom of the ocean, and not something that was floating through the water column. It did not move in the current. The water depth at this specific location was 60 feet deep. As we hovered on top of the light, we used an EK-80 sonar to provide us with an image of the ocean floor at this location. To our surprise, this object producing the light did not have a physical shape that we could detect. It was invisible to our sonar.
Mate.
The sonar is also capable of imaging objects that are below the seafloor, objects that could be partially submerged in the mud, and objects that could be as small as 3 inches in length and width. Consider the strength of the light having to shine through 60 feet of water and being strong enough for us to observe from a considerable distance away. There was definitely an arc of visibility that seemed to be brighter when viewed from further away than top down. I added some more videos here, and I've been scanning through all of your comments. I'll try to respond to most of them with this comment. There are some people who are questioning the validity of my photos and objects in the photo. Let me preface this by stating some facts from our research cruise back in February. Our research vessel was chartered by a group of scientists from a college in Florida. The chief scientist who sailed with us has been studying bioluminescence his whole career, and even made mentions of how the Navy used research of bioluminescence in the past to detect Russian subs deep underwater. The chief scientist is a PhD, and his primary graduate study was in bioluminescence.
So basically, mate, it's a bloody USO. Okay? Right? What a good story that. Look at this. Watch. I've seen it. I'm glad I saw this one now. Watch this. Mate, these things could be any, like, that's... Is that a fish? That's not a fish. If there's any fishermen out there, tell me. Is that a fish? Doesn't look like a fish, mate. Squid. But watch what happens. I'm sure it morphs into a different shape of some sort. Look! Oh, that's... Oh, okay! So what the hell? What's this? What? What did it do? What did it do? What's this bit? Watch when it comes up here. It's like it turns into nothing, like a piece of material. And that sudden movement, I mean, like, I don't know. Is that, are they saying it's an alien? Are they saying it's a USO? Unidentified sucking object. That's an octopus. That's an octopus? Really? With lights? Yeah. It's a biological craft with a trip. It's a toy drone with a filter to make it look a fit. Oh, for Christ. Mate, you gotta get over this drone stuff, okay? You gotta get over this drone stuff. We've got more footage coming, so stay tuned. Subscribe if you want to. It'd be great to have you here, mate. We're covering all sorts of aliens, UFOs. We're even doing interviews now, mate, which is epic. Okay, but thank you so much for watching. Please let me know what you think about these, my ideas, our ideas, the Congress, the footage, all that sort of stuff, mate. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.